week. So watch the Russell. We have all the major market moving stories covered from every single angle. Charlie Gasparino first told us the feds were going to look into stock manipulation in connection to Herbalife, the health shake maker. That was back in January. Risk and Rewards Deirdre Bolton speaking to Bill Ackman during her show today, asking Ackman, who has a short position on it, how the high-stakes battle will end. He pointedly answers her. Adam Shapiro has been digging into health risk claims and counterclaims associated with floor maker Lumber Liquidators. And Jeff Locke joining us from Chicago on the bad news for GM. It's got another recall, and this one has everything to do with a potential harmful side of fuel efficiency. So let's take these one by one. Breaking news in the Bill Ackman crusade against Herbalife. Bill Ackman taking on activist Carl Icahn when he told Deirdre Bolton this afternoon he thinks Icahn is stuck with 17 million shares of Herbalife, a company Ackman is betting against and has said is an outright pyramid scheme. This comes right after reports that Herbalife cried foul, claiming that Bill Ackman hired people to make false statements in order to plummet the stock price. Charlie Gasparino had the scoop back in January. Listen.
I will say this. This is what we do know about what Herbalife is trying to do in terms of their financial, their counterattack and the legal aspect. They are trying to prod regulators to going after Ackman to file some sort of stock manipulation charges.
And guess what? Today, Herbalife stock spiking on the report that Ackman and his firm, Pershing Square, at least people that Pershing hired, are being investigated by the FBI. But Ackman denying any investigation, at least into him. So who's going to win, the shake maker or the shake hater? First, we start with Charlie Gasparino. Charlie, Ackman suddenly is in the crosshairs.
A little prop for you, an Herbalife protein bar, which are very good. Here's the thing we should point out about stock manipulation, and I made this point at the time on your show back in January. It's an extremely difficult charge to prove. It's very hard, and we should point out that the Wall Street Journal story did not really advance it much beyond what we said. Company prodding regulators, what we know, to start an investigation into market manipulation. What we know is that those regulators, and I mentioned the U.S. Attorney's Office at the time, in the form of the U.S. Attorneys for the Southern District, one of the top law enforcement agencies in the country, is now going and interviewing people based on what Herbalife said. We don't know if they started an official investigation. Ackman has said he did not receive a subpoena. So remember, we're a few steps beyond this being, nuclear for Mr. Ackman. And even if they did start an investigation, very difficult to prove. That said, we should point this out about Mr. Ackman. And just so you know, he's no fan of mine. He doesn't like a lot of stuff that I report. But here's the bottom line: he has pushed this thing in ways that make other short sellers sort of blush. He has hired people. He has hired whistleblowers, have been on his payroll. He has done stuff with politicians, so they would go and lobby the FTC.
He's secretly recorded things?
I don't know about that, but...
Well, he said he did.
Oh, he said, well, whatever.
Has, yeah.
I mean, nothing surprises me about what Bill Ackman has done to take a company, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong to do in short selling and saying that
they do their investigative work.
But he's pulling out all the stops to put this company into bankruptcy and lay a lot of people off and hurt it. When you do that, well, then you're going to expect a lot of scrutiny on your methods. And I will say this: it always struck me as odd that he was this emotionally attached to attacking this company. If you saw him during one episode, he cried on air.
We've got some breaking news, Charlie, on this.
Okay.
Herbalife is commenting to Fox Business. We have just received this. Here it is. Bill Ackman is doing his best today to obfuscate the story, which is that the Wall Street Journal has credible sources telling them that his campaign is under criminal investigation by the DOJ, the Department of Justice, and the FBI. Hold on. This is from, And despite his appearances, that truth is out, and the rest of the story about his misguided antics will follow.
Let me just make this point, because, Bill and I butt heads, but let's make the point. We don't know if this is an official investigation yet. We know they're kicking the tires based on what Herbalife told them to do. And, that could be...
Have we heard from Carl Icahn? Because he flat out said...
I put a call into... I don't know why he said that. I will say this about Bill Ackman. I've never seen a short seller, and I've covered them all, Jim Chanos, you name it, who broke Enron. I've never seen a short seller spend this much money on a company, basically trying to reduce it to dust.
Well, that was $50 million he spent.
It's really an amazing story.
Let's get to what